Let's get right into it. Let's get right in. And wet. It is hot and wet. Let me turn on my trusty dusty my trusty dusty fan somewhere down there. Hopefully there's not too much going on. I can see the light. I see clearly now. I see clearly now. I'm not gonna be on here too long, but it is what it is. Um, tired, tired, tired. So thank you for the one person coming through. I'm here. Welcome to another late late shift with Mel Mel. You know what I'm saying? I'm here doing what I do. I just wanted to talk about something right quick. That was on my mind. I struggle with the what ifs in life. Put a different way, being able to do things differently. What's going on, Brenda G? I thank you, Brenda G. Howdy to you as well. Thank you for being here. Um, I don't know if you ever faced the whole, I guess just looking back sometimes and wishing you could just do things a little differently. What's going on, Creative Spirit? I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you for being here. A lot has changed since the last time. I know there's been a lot of live streams. There's been a lot of people doing what they do. I don't have my headphones on tonight. I don't even know where I put them. But forgive me. I'm here. Hopefully my sound is good. This is a genesis. This topic right here is the genesis of a conversation that I had years ago, I guess, with a coworker. We struggled with the what ifs, talking about the possibilities, are endless and they abound, as it pertains to things, be it relationships, be it things that we've done professionally, be it things that we've done personally. It's just so many different ways you can approach things. It's like, what if you had the chance to go back in time and do things differently? Would you? Could you, if you had the opportunity? Do you have the strength and the ability to face moments? Sometimes, our most heralded moments. Maybe we need to look at them differently, introspectively, reflectively, and see some things that we miss, or some of our worst moments. Where hey, maybe just one thing could have changed a whole bunch. Maybe we would have been a different person. I look at stuff like that, and it's more like questioning and stuff like that. That's why I looked at this and I said, hey, you got to be careful with the what ifs, because I remember with me and the person that were talking about this years ago, is that you can get caught up in so many different possibilities. This conversation can go on and on and on and on. What if I, would have, met the person of my dreams at a particular time instead of the time that I did, or what if I wouldn't have took that bus ride, or what if I would have never gotten that job, or what if I would have never gotten to that argument, with that family member or that significant other? What if I would have cared more about a situation? What if I would have, managed my money better? Just it's so many scenarios that you can go through when it comes to the what ifs. And I struggle with that sometimes. That's why you have to sometimes back away and be in the moment, be present in the fact that you're here in the here and now, and you're dealing with what's going on in this particular moment. Sometimes you can get so caught up in wanting to, be perfect. They say that perfection is the enemy of the good. Not understanding that things are, good in the moment, or what they are in the moment. I appreciate the four people for being here now. I'm not going to be on my live stream too long, because I started to realize that a lot of times people may not want an hour live stream. Sometimes you get on the live stream and you just say what you have to say and you get off. It's like, what if I didn't take up too much of your time? What if I just got on here and said what I had to say and kept it moving? What would that do? What would the results yield for that particular situation? Because I've been rethinking, my whole strategy for my channel, for different things that I want to do. Just looking at how I spend my time. And then it's Cab Seven. I appreciate you, Cab Seven. Hazel's Reptiles fam, thank you. I appreciate all you folks for coming through. I won't be on here too much longer, but long enough to make an impact. You know, um, I don't know if any of you have had the situation where you just looked at things that you could have done differently. You struggle with the what ifs. I don't know if you've had that, but I have. I've had those situations where, hey, if I had just seen things a little differently, if I had a little bit more information, I imagine you have a creative spirit, and it can get crazy like that sometimes. And I thank you for all of you folks for being here, Cab Seven, Brenda G, Hazel, all dope channels. I encourage people to check them out. Anybody that watches this in the replay gang, it's all good, but I think when it comes to the what ifs, when it comes to the possibilities, when it comes to the things that we could have done differently, you just accept it for what it is. I try to modestly self-efface and look at situations for what they are. Maybe I should have had, a different conversation with a friend that I had a falling out with, or maybe I could have been more understanding to somebody who was facing a terminal illness, or maybe I could have been, more receptive to my work situations. There's a lot of different things that could have happened or could go down in any particular situation. It is what it is. Sometimes things go the way that they should, and maybe we get prideful about a situation and we feel like, things went perfectly, not realizing that maybe we should have looked at it differently. So, that's what that is. Thank you for the 6 people for being here now. I appreciate you all for being here. I didn't know who was going to come through tonight, but that's that. What's going on, Redneck Beauty? Thank you, Redneck Beauty, for coming through. Howdy to you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the people in the chat. This is just me questioning whether or not you've had to struggle with the what ifs. TJ's Woodworking Shop. Thank you. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you for showing up to the late shift with Mel Mel. Don't forget to straight the like button. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hazel. I appreciate it. People need to check out Hazel's reptiles. She does mess with the reptiles over there at the channel. It's as advertised. You will see reptiles. If you don't see reptiles, then you're in the wrong channel. That's how that goes. But definitely thank you for all you folks for being here. I do appreciate it. Awesome channels, awesome people. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for those folks that's in the background that are lurking. I appreciate that as well. It's just really what it is. But like I said, this is just a thought that I had in my mind. About struggling with things. And sometimes you have to really step away from what wasn't, and look at what is, being present in the moment, and less absent, not thinking too much about how things could have gone if you would have done things differently. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just dismiss yourself from the possibilities of what could have changed. And a lot of times I think we struggle with the what ifs when it's a situation that may not have turned out in our favor. I've had plenty of situations where I have done things and made a misstep here or there, and the odds didn't go in my favor, but they did because I was exactly where I needed to be as opposed to where I wanted to be. So it is that situation. And then you almost have like the butterfly effect, where you try to change things, and no matter what you do to try to change things, it is going to affect it and lead to a particular outcome that it needs to be, that you may not agree with, but we go through those things. That stuff happens. That's why I try not to dwell too much on what could have went a certain way, or what should have went the way that I wanted it to go. Hopefully I'm making sense to you folks here. I don't want to just be rambling on and talking on into the ether, into the space, and not going anywhere. I guess the point of this all is just to say, what, you learn to become comfortable in the moments that you're in the time, space, and place that you're going, with whatever's happening and going on in your life. Are you the man? Much love to, well, you're the man as well, TJ. Much love to you back. Much love to all you folks in the chat. It's definitely that. I appreciate you for being here. My live streams, I guess from now on, unless it's really, really something going on, I don't think my live streams are going to be too much longer. I'm going to go back to the short live streams, try to respect people's time and respect the fact that I got things to do as well. So I just try to keep it short. Nothing too crazy. I know people got other things they want to do. Maybe you got live streams that you want to partake in. You got other videos that you want to upload and stuff that you want to do. Definitely, I appreciate you for being here. So I'm just at the point where I'm just trying to put things into proper perspective. Especially with this whole YouTube thing. And I'll tell people to be careful. Know what you want out of this YouTube experience. Know how you spend your time. Know how things could probably be placed in your channel, and the content and the messaging that you want to put out there for folks to consume and go through. I am going through a sort of a renaissance in my own thing, the live streams. Thank you, Cab 7. I appreciate it. But I think moving forward with my live streams, Cab, is that I'll try to gauge the temperature of the live stream, of the room, of what's going on. I don't think I need to do the whole long live streams and whatnot. I'll save the hour live streams, 2 and 3, 4, 5 hour live streams for the pros, for people like yourself, or the Green Bay Wackies of the world, the lunatic dads, those folks and whatnot. I had to learn how to say what I need to say and just keep it moving. I don't want to ramble on. I don't want to waste words. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste space and energy, trying to do what it is and say what it is that I need to say. If the conversation needs to be extended, if there's things to say, then that's what it is. Then I'll extend it and I'll push on. But for that moment, I do want to conserve myself. It's hard doing long live streams. Yes, it is, Redneck Beauty. It is a challenge doing long live streams, but also too, I say to anybody trying to do long live streams out there, it would benefit you to have a panel. If you have a panel, if you like Brenda G, she has panels from time to time. Cap 7 has people on there live, or Hazel, she does the things with the reptiles. There's different people out there, respectively, who has, big panels and stuff like that. Green Bay Wacky has big panels. When you have a panel, you can give people time to speak. Let's say if I had Cab 7, Green Bay Wacky, or Brenda G on a panel, I could literally say, okay, you speak for 10 minutes, and you speak for 10 minutes, and you speak for 10 minutes. That's 30 minutes has elapsed, and I can speak for another 10 minutes. And then somebody else can, speak from the crowd or the chat room. And then, you decide how long you're going to go after that. I think the longer live streams are when you have a panel. If you don't have a panel, my just thought process on that is, maybe you should scale it back a little bit. And that's just my thought process. You can do what you feel like you want to do with your channel. Of course, it's your channel. But you got to remember, there can be a lot of dead space, a lot of energy, a lot of things that you may be doing with your live stream, that may not be connecting with people. There may be thoughts and ideas or things that you're expressing that get stale after a while. When you start to repeat yourself, then it's probably time to, shut it down. But, like I said, maybe folks need to watch time. And I just went another direction with that. I read the live streams. Yeah, I could understand that, Redneck Beauty. Once upon a time, it was crazy where I was living too. So, I know what it's like to have a space where you have a lot of people going on 10 minutes. That would take a lot of restraint. Well, yeah, I can do 10 minutes. I can do 15 minutes or whatever. It's Cab. It's just about coming through, saying what you have to say, and keeping it moving, because realistically, I think I've said everything that I needed to say on that particular subject matter without really going too deep and in depth and whatnot. I don't want to get into the point of repeating myself on live streams. I don't want to get to the point of reiterating and rehashing and reliving the same point and doing all those things if I have nothing to say. Sometimes I believe that when you come on to the live streams and do certain things, just for me personally, just you say what you need to say and you keep it moving. And I've been guilty of getting on live streams and I repeated myself and I repeated myself and I repeated myself, and it's like, yeah, I probably should have ended it 30 minutes ago. But it's all good. It's just cool like that. Sometimes you just got to extend it because there's people that come through to the chat and maybe they want to say hello and they need some time or whatever, and they just want to talk with you. Game over. What's up? Peace to you. I appreciate you. And then you leave it open to the floor to anybody. No, it's all, hey, listen, Hazel, you don't have to apologize. You being here is just a blessing within itself. Thank you for coming through. I don't know if there's any questions or comments, any criticisms that anybody has in the chat right now. Yes, thank you, Redneck Beauty. If there's anybody, with any questions, anything that they want to ask, anything that they want me to answer, anything that they want to express, I'll leave that open to you. If not, then I'll probably be wrapping this up because, like I said, just out of respect to time. That's funny. TJ wants some dinner. Oh my God. So if nobody has anything to say, if nobody has any questions or anything, any comments, any criticisms or anything like that, then, I'll probably be wrapping this up, because I know, like I said, we all got things to do. This is basically the outro. That's funny. Yeah, I ate already, so I'm good. I'm not trying to go and, go get no more dinner. I might have some cookies and some milk or something like that after that. That's funny, Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Have a great night. I'm eating green chili chicken enchiladas with Spanish rice and beans. I love some chicken chili enchiladas. I've had enchiladas. I like cheese. I like the cheese enchiladas, I'm thinking about empanadas. I'm thinking about empanadas. Sorry about that, But that sounds, the enchiladas, I haven't had those in a while. That sounds good. Hopefully you and your family enjoy that, Hazel. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate that. Good night, Redneck Beauty. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate everybody for being here. Just thank you for coming through, supporting and whatnot. These live streams are made possible by you. You know, on the late shift. Without you, the audience wouldn't be what it is. And on that note, I appreciate you for listening. Appreciate you for coming by. Thank you for the time that you spent here. As always, thank you for coming through to the late shift with Mel Mel. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Thank you, Cab. Appreciate you, Creative Spirit. TJ's Woodworking Shop. Hazel's. Game over. Anybody else watching this in the replay. Love you all too. Gang, gang. I'm out. Decent live stream.